Someone pointed me to an article about the practice of career-led learning the other day, and it really made me think, does our education system inspire children to follow a career path, or are we too much of a standalone subject-led system where pupils will try and make a uni course or job fit with the qualifications they have? Hi everyone, I'm Natalie from My Progression, and today we're going to look at the concept of career-led learning. What is common practice in schools and small changes you can make to support your students in understanding the options out there for them. When entering education at the age of 3 or 4, there is so much for them to learn. We perhaps don't consider that in 14 to 15 short years' time, their school life will be over and huge decisions lie ahead of them as they move on to making a living in the workplace. These children in our care are the future of our functioning society, and they need to have drive, ambition and aspirations to be motivated to succeed in the area of their choosing. We as educators or even parents do not and should not make the decision of what a child should aspire to be. We must look at their skills, talents and interests and perhaps advise, guide and inspire them to aim high and really seek to explore what they can do to make a living. So what happens as children progress through school? How do we keep aspirations high and inspire the children we teach to prepare for career options? So what is career-led learning? Career-related learning is to help children to understand who they could become and helping them to develop a healthy sense of self that will enable them to reach their full potential. And whilst your career doesn't define who you are, there's no escaping that what you do for a living has a material impact on your sense of self. What has been your experience of career-led learning? Do you think we do it? Do we do it consistently? And do we do it well? As educators, we must always remember that the purpose of education is to prepare people for life, equipping them with the knowledge and skills that contribute to a thriving society. So what do we do now? We need to inspire and value a range of skill sets for the future workplace, and the government are aware of this need and are promoting a move to career motivational learning through the Gatsby benchmarks. The Gatsby benchmarks are a framework that defines the best careers provision. All schools must meet the 8 benchmarks. The benchmarks are a stable careers programme, learning from career and labour market information, addressing the needs of each pupil, linking curriculum learning to careers, encounters with employers and employees, experience of workplaces, encounters with further and higher education, and personal guidance. I would love to know how many of these you've heard and if there's been any impact in your school. Please drop us a comment below, and whilst you're there, why not like and subscribe and click on the bell to keep hearing more from My Progression. In EYFS, you'll hear the children say, when I grow up, I want to be a, and it's always cute. When I grow up, I want to be an astronaut. When I grow up, I want to be a princess. When I grow up, I want to be a footballer. The sky is their limit and aspirations are high. Aspirations can also be amusing too, as one little girl told me that when she grows up, she wants to be a mouse. I love that her imagination, inspired by a story she loved, made her believe she could be a mouse. In EYFS, career-led learning can appear to be quite overt as the children learn about the world around them. In nursery and primary, it's common to have visits from people who will explain and teach the children about what they do. The fire brigade may visit with their fire engine and explain what they do. This learning will not only teach about the emergency services, but also fire safety or making 999 calls if they find themselves in an emergency situation. I remember the dentist coming into school to show everyone how to brush their teeth properly and talk about what they do. The children gain insight into these jobs on a basic level. The children themselves may talk about what their parents or carers do in their lessons. The children are gaining real-life experiences of the world around them. In early years, they'll have dress-up boxes and explore careers as doctors, nurses, vets or mechanics. Children's TV is often focused on a career: Fireman Sam, Postman Pat, Bob the Builder and Doc McStuffins. Possibly due to this, younger children in school appear to have a greater aspiration than older peers. Perhaps this is young enthusiasm, along with the impact of the programmes they watch and books they read, as well as their own experiences of what family members may do. But as children progress, there is a dip in their aspirations. A very recent report by the government has identified this very issue and have said they're committed to ensuring that children before the age of 10 do not rule out options for themselves because of where they live or what their parents do. Alice Barnard, Chief Executive of Edge Foundation, said by age 10, some girls have already decided they will not be a doctor or an astronaut or a fireman. They'll be a nurse or a caregiver or a teacher. In our education system, once in Key Stage 1 and further, we tend to teach in a subject-led way due to the pressures upon teachers and pupils to reach their learning goals in formal assessments. In secondary school, most subjects are taught separately and also by different members of staff as opposed to the main class teacher in primary, along with a PPA cover teacher and other staff. Discussions about careers and the workplace will have to be planned in specifically. Are teachers and educational staff fully equipped to teach in a career-led way? It has been identified by the government's report that there's a clear need to upskill teachers in careers provision to ensure that they feel confident in making links to relevant jobs in their subjects. 88% of teachers feel that their training did not prepare them to deliver careers information and guidance to students, and many teachers may not have experience of the world of work outside of teaching. The curriculum itself also does not contain explicit links to relevant careers, and this has not been included in the department's recent work to develop model curricula. The department must ensure that careers is incorporated into teacher training and provide teachers with opportunities to experience workplaces outside of teaching. You might be thinking that adding a new initiative into your already busy schedule will be onerous, but later in this video we're going to talk through 10 small ways to make big changes. Work experience. Once pupils are in the secondary setting, they have opportunities to do the work experience, usually in Year 10. This in itself can be a challenge for pupils, schools and parents, as access to the career of interest and the availability of work settings, which are willing to take on pupils, is hard to come by. In defence of the work placement, there may be a number of protocols which make it hard to accept a pupil of 14 or 15. We are particularly concerned about gaps in access to high-quality work experience, especially for pupils living outside major cities and the southeast of England. Pupils are frequently being left to arrange work placements themselves with little or no support from the school. Only 30% of Year 13 pupils and 10% of those in Key Stage 4 report having taken part in work experience arranged through their school. So 10 small changes we can make. We need to motivate pupils and they need to be aware of the positive realities of work, as well as the necessity to work to earn a living. To earn money to live is essential. But I'm sure you've heard the saying, if you love what you do, then you'll never work a day in your life. We should be teaching them to find a career in something they love. Career-led learning could be embedded into our teaching ethos and attitude with real-life connections. And it definitely needs to be a whole school approach with the lead and guidance from the top. However, small changes in your own teaching and your conversations with pupils can be the beginning of change. Here are 10 ideas or ways we've seen career-led learning have a kickstart in the classroom. Number 1, get to know your pupils and their skills and talents, their strengths. Discuss what they could do with that skill as a class. I've seen some outstanding writing today. Do any of you fancy a career in writing? What jobs could you do as a writer? Why do we need good literacy skills? Take 5 minutes to do this and you'll see so much. You'll learn something about the children, perhaps something about their out-of-school interests, as well as open a door in the form of ideas to other children. And you can do this with any subject, obviously. Research skills in history and interest in the rock formation on the coast you live near. Make these connections happen. I am positive that secondary school teachers will be experts in their subjects and have a wide knowledge of the opportunities that their subject can lead to. Number 2, use novels and books as well as biographies and autobiographies to teach them about careers and the people behind them. Number 3, discuss and explain the meaning behind what the children are doing. Give the subject a purpose. In any job you'll be using your literacy skills, as you'll need to read and write, speak properly and coherently. Oracy skills will allow you to debate and discuss your opinions. Number 4, celebrate work and motivate pupils to channel their skills and be aware of the career opportunities that skill set may present. It may be a personality trait that you see in a child. Sam, you're always so good at resolving problems with your friends and you mediate so well. What a great skill to have. Just pointing that out may be helpful in realising that Sam has a skill with people that could be used in a future role. Number 5, set homework where children research careers and jobs. Number 6, encourage the opportunity for assemblies and visitors to inspire specific roles. Number 7, use real-life events. Maybe the school is having an extension built. What a learning opportunity! Get the building organisation on board and see if you can take the pupils to observe the construction as it takes place, and then invite a range of employees to come and talk about their role. You could interview the architect, meet the surveyor, have a chat to the builder. It's real and tangible. Pupils can ask about training qualifications needed, pay and career opportunities. Number 8, explore what your local industries have to offer your class. A teacher in the North East has taken her Year 6 class to Nissan for a careers day. It was fun and informative, and the children became aware of the numerous roles needed to produce a car in a factory, from accountants to buyers to production line workers such as welders and electricians. Number 9, make a game out of it. Get a list of skills that link to jobs, and they can pick the skills that they have to create a list of suitable careers. If you're not sure what skills link to jobs, Google a job advert and they'll be on there. Number 10, and finally, make the learning real. When you're teaching certain topics, explain how they will use this in the future. Or once a week, pick a career and relate everything you teach to that career. For example, you could focus on a zookeeper. Teach them what the job entails, then you can link your science lessons to animals, teach them about conservation. Your maths lesson can be all about quantities and grams and kilograms so the animals get enough food. In the literacy lessons, they have to write down facts about a chosen animal and then get the oracy skills in there when reading it out to the class. By doing all of this, you could really inspire and shape the futures of the children you teach. Remember, we can't do and be everything, but we can provide knowledge and encourage our pupils. In years to come, you may just bump into one of your students on the street who tells you that it was one of your lessons that inspired them to become a successful marketing manager. I've been Natalie from My Progression, and let's keep your career in motion.